to the world about the leadership crisis in Anambra. And I listed a few things I would want to speak on, how it all started, the World Congress, the local government Congress, the purported state Congress, the court case that Chief Nwobu is brandishing and laying claim, and then the caretaker, the inaugurated local government, the parallel executive, and all that. So thank you once again. Welcome viewers, welcome listeners. My name is Obinna Okafor. I'm the current acting secretary of State Caretaker Committee of PDP in Anambra State. I was formerly a member of the State Caretaker Committee. That was in 2018. And I was also a House of Assembly aspirant in 2015. Sorry, 2011, and the House of Rep aspirant in 2015. I've been a member of the party since 2007. And I've been participating actively in every election, every Congress, from my ward to the local government to the state. So I'm well informed when it comes to the activities of PDP in the past 13 years. So the question is there any leadership crisis in Anambra PDP? Oh, well, yes and no. Yes, because somebody that was the chairman of the caretaker committee is saying that he's the authentic chairman, that he was elected sometime in December 4th. And then because we live in a country where the court has the final say, and the court said, no, you are not elected. Step aside. Let the executive that started the world and the local government congresses in 2017 go and complete their job. And the man said no. And for some reasons best known to Chief Austin Omahi, with all due respect, this vice chairman of PDP Southeast, he chose side without really going into the merit of the matter. And he threatened that the office of Umaba should be closed, that is gangsterism, and is going to sanction him. And unfortunately, this is about 3 weeks or more. Nothing has been done. Petition had been written to the DSS, to the police, and the DSS and police said, oh, come on, we have the court order here. We are going to obey the court and ensure that things are done normally the way they should be done. And Umaba is still functioning. I was in the office today, I was in the office yesterday. We are receiving people, different local government, different stakeholders are coming for solidarity visits. So yes, there's leadership crisis in Anambra because the man refused to obey the court order. And this leadership crisis all started in 2017 when there was a World Congress. And after the World Congress, because I watched Barrister Obinna's interview, and I also watched Chief Nwobu's interview. And Chief Nwobu showed the report of the World Congress Committee without showing the Appeal Congress Committee. And he also made mention of he relied on the Local Government Congress Committee without going to the Local Government Congress Appeal Committee. There is a process in the party when you want to go for congresses or you go for elections. You have the election committee, you have the appeal committee. So here I have the report of the World Appeal Committee, which the Nwobu refused to talk about. And here I have the Local Government Appeal Committee. Appeal Committee supersedes the Electoral Committee that Nwobu also refused to talk about. And here I have the letter written to INEC on the 4th December 2017, the same day that Nwobu claimed that he was elected. The letter written to NWC, the letter written to police, the letter written to DSS, and then the letter written to INEC suspending the Congress, the State Congress on December 4th. So I don't understand how a State Congress will be suspended by the chairman of the Congress Committee.
So, sorry, who is the chairman of the Congress Committee, please?
Okay, by the Constitution of PDP, Section 21(1)(a). The Constitution binds every member of the party. By the Constitution of the party, Section 21(1)(a), and I'll read it out, if you permit me.
Yes.
Of the Constitution. 1A, it says State Party Congress
It appears Mr. Okafor's network is playing up. Please, let's wait for Mr. Okafor to come back in. His network, I think, is the problem with his network. Yeah, hello, you are back.
Mr. Elombah, can you hear me?
Yes, you are back now. Continue.
Yes. Okay. So this section of the Constitution of the party says Section 25(1)(a), the state chairman who shall be the chairman of the Congress Committee. Section 25(1)(a) of PDP Constitution.
Go ahead.
Congress Committee.
Hello. Go ahead.
And this is a letter. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it, but your network is.
This is the letter written, dated November 22, 2016. Letter of appointment. Dated November 21, 2017. Letter of appointment. For the Umaba, German State Caretaker Committee. PDP Anambra State. And yet, following the resignation of Professor ABC Mosu as the chairman committee of PDP Anambra State, I have the
Go ahead. You're back.
Okay, yes. So that was the letter that gave Umaba the powers as chairman
So by
of the
this letter,
caretaker committee.
Mr. Kaba, when you are reading the letter, your network was bad, but let me see if I got it right. By the letter you just read and by the provisions of the PDP constitution, Mr. Umaba is the chairman of what? Please say it.
Of the State Congress Committee.
Okay, so Mr. Umaba is the chairman of the State Congress Committee that should organize the...
By section 25 1A of PDP Constitution. Anybody that has the Constitution should go and look at it.
All right, and you are saying that before that State Congress of December 4, Mr. Umaba suspended the State Congress. Is that what you are saying?
There was no State Congress.
Oh, I see.
There was no State Congress.
Can you explain that, please?
I have the documents. I came prepared. This is, I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, go ahead.
This was sent to INEC. Resident Electoral Commissioner. INEC, Oka, Anambra State. Notice of suspension of PDP State Congress.
What's the date of this letter, please? What's the date of this notice?
December 4th. I will scan everything and send to you.
So, in other words, by virtue of what you are saying now, there was no State Congress on December 4, 2017.
Can you see the stamp here? Can you see any stamp here? Receipt.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
That is INEC stamp. This is INEC stamp.
Okay, so what is your response to what Chief Mobi is saying that there was a State Congress in December 4, 2017? How would you respond to that?
How can you have a State Congress where the chairman of the State Congress had suspended the Congress? And Osita Ogbu went back to Abuja. You see, there are things you can impression, imagination can never become reality. I challenge Chief Nwobu, let him provide any picture or video of where a state congress was held with Professor Ositoogbu in attendance. It's straight, it's simple.
Please, Ositoogbu, please, so that our listeners can understand.
Ositoogbu is the chairman of electoral committee that came from Abuja. I was in the state secretariat that particular day. Let him provide any video or any picture where a state congress was held with Professor Ositoogbu in attendance.
Okay, sorry, let me ask this question here now. Last week when Chief Nwobu was here, he showed us a document showing the result of the state congress and the names of the winner of that congress. So how would you respond to that?
Beautiful. Ositoogbu came on Sunday, December 3rd. We were supposed to have a stakeholders meeting at Don Santos Hotel in Oka. We convened there. The hall was small. We couldn't contain people. We rescheduled to JC Hotel in Oka. There, he addressed the people. While he was addressing people, he came from Abuja, in all fairness to him. The list of delegates he came with from Abuja that he submitted to the Caretaker committee. He now, Umaba gave it to the secretary then, who was young Josephine Anene, to paste on the wall. So while we were at JC Hotel on December 3rd night, having stakeholders meeting, we heard that the list had been pasted. Upon getting there, it was a wrong delegate list. It was not the list that Ositoogbu came with from Abuja. Put me anywhere. They now called Senator Ningi, who was then director of, who was then organizing secretary in that their Caretaker. And Ningi directed Chief Fortana. Fortana then was director of organizing to send a fresh delegate list. They had a call together. Professor Obu and Umaba spoke to Fortana. And Fortana said that both of where he will send the delegate list to, since the other one that they gave to Ayon Josephine Anene, that was misplaced. So what happened? We waited till morning. Fortana did not send the delegate list. Professor Ositoogbu went back to Abuja. Based on that, Umaba now wrote letter suspending the Congress. The letter was dispatched to DSS, police, INEC, and then mailed to NWC. We waited in the state Congress till it's what sorry, voted in the state secretariat till late in the evening by 6, and people dispersed. There was no Congress. The only thing I'm asking Nwobu to do is, or his members, let them provide only one, not 2, not 3, not 5, only one video or picture of where not just Professor Obu, but any member of the electoral committee that came from Abuja conducted Congress. That's all I'm asking them to do.
Okay, now, seeing that the Congress of December 5 wasn't held, so what happened afterwards?
December 4th.
Okay, yes, sorry. Seeing that the Congress of December 4 was not held, so what happened afterwards? Who now was entrusted with the office of the state coordinator, or the state chairman, or whatever you call it, of the PDP?
Beautiful. God bless you, Elombah. This letter was dated, I don't know if you can see it, yes. December 15th, 2007. Right?
Yes.
Chief Prince Secondus, Uche Secondus, National Chairman, PDP, National Secretary, Wadata, report of the investigation on PDP Anambra Congress 2017, right? After about 7 documents, it was signed by, humbly submitted, Chief Austin Omahe, National Vice Chairman, Southeast.
And that's when you said governor, right?
No, Austin
Omahe. Austin Omahe. Yeah, sorry.
And he wrote here, flowing from the formation, we strongly recommend the party respects its own guidelines and institutions by recognizing the outcome of the ward and local government congresses as decided by the relevant appeal panels. And the ward and local governments hereby attached. That was Deacon Austin Omahe's recommendation. It is here. I'll mail them to you. Now, this letter was dated December 19th, 2017. And they said, okay, address to Chief Austin Omahe, National Vice Chairman, Southeast PDP, report of the investigation on PDP Anambra Congress 2017, signed by Senator Omar Ibrahim, the National Secretary of the party. And this letter was a letter given to Austin Omahe to manage the affairs of PDP in Anambra for 90 days and thereby conduct a state congress. I'll mail them to you. So how could there have been an elected state executive?
Now,
and at the same time, the party now mandated Austin Omahe, following a letter dated December 19th, 2017, to go around the affairs of the party in Anambra State. I mean, we are Christians. Let us be telling ourselves the truth for once.
But the 90 days has
elapsed. While Austin Omahe was running the affairs of the party,
yes,
that Ndubisi Nwobu them went to court.
Okay.
And they got a court judgment in FCT High Court Buhari, which is the judgment that is brandishing everywhere.
What does the judgment say?
The authority.
What does the judgment say?
The judgment said that Ndubisi Nwobu is the authentic chairman of the party.
Was that court judgment? Was that court judgment appealed?
Yes, it's an appeal. PDP appealed the judgment. PDP appealed the judgment. PDP itself appealed the judgment. It's on appeal.
Up till now. Up till now?
Yes. Now because of that, the PDP now said, okay, there will be no vacuum in the party, in the state, and made this letter dated 6 September 2018 and set up a caretaker.
Who is the head of that caretaker? Who is the head of that caretaker committee?
Ndubisi Nwogu.
Is the head of this caretaker committee appointed in September 2018?
Exactly. So how can he have a 4-year tenure and he go for caretaker?
Well, maybe because the PDP appealed his judgment.
So what is he alleging then? What is he claiming?
Another thing I wanted to ask, when PDP appealed that judgment, did they also got a stay of execution? Because as we know, appeal does not act as a stay. Okay.
Of course. Of course. This is appointment letter of the caretaker. I was a member in that caretaker with him.
Okay, you're a member of this caretaker committee.
Yeah, this 2018 caretaker was in it.
How long?
My name is here, number 18.
Okay, when we was here the last time, he showed us the PDP constitution that says that a caretaker committee will only last for 3 months.
Exactly.
So what happened after the 3 months had elapsed?
My brother, I think we lasted for 10 days or 14 days before they now removed some people and added some people in the caretaker.
And then what happened?
That is how it is till date.
No, but if the constitution says the caretaker committee will not last for more than 90 days, so that means the tenure will have elapsed after 90 days. Mr. Okafor, you get my point?
Exactly. So that was when we were preparing for primaries, right?
Okay.
Because primaries were done in. So the stakeholders now said, fine, instead of bringing in another caretaker, let us go to election with this executive. It was agreement of the stakeholder. That is why I say that no matter how long you want to have illegality, it can never be legality. So it is an agreement had by the stakeholders to say, fine, let us just go to election with this executive.
With this caretaker committee,
with
this caretaker committee, you mean, or executive?
The caretaker committee. There was no election. Since there was no election, how could they have been an executive? Since there was no Congress, how could there have been an executive?
So now after the election, okay, they agreed, well, let's go to the election with this caretaker committee. So after the election, what happened? Did they say, okay, let the caretaker committee continue?
No, before then, there was, on September 29th precisely, Austin Umahi inaugurated the elected local government executive. This was a letter dated 5th September 2018. I don't know if you can see it. Inauguration of ward and local government elected officers.
Yes, I can see that.
Beautiful. So it was on strength of this letter that Umahi inaugurated the elected local government executive in the zonal office in Enugu. Again, I was there. I'm an active member of the party, so there are things you can tell me, there are things you cannot tell me. I was there the day when they were inaugurated. Now, this is where the problem is. After the inauguration, for some reasons, Ndubuisi Nwobu created a parallel executive. The elected and inaugurated executive were not the ones that are being used by Ndubuisi Nwobu.
Which one is he using?
So these people went to court on December 12th.
Who went to court?
The elected and inaugurated executive.
Yeah.
They went to court on December 12th. You can see the court. You can see the court documents here.
And what did the court decide?
The court now said, it is hereby ordered as follows. An order is hereby made for accelerated hearing, an abridgment of time to 7 days, which means the defendants, blah, blah, blah. The second, plaintiff applicant are ordered to effect service. The third, an order is hereby made that status quo ante bellum be maintained by parties until further order of the court. This is order of the court.
Which court is that, please?
Order of the court.
So which court is that? And when that court says that status quo ante bellum be maintained, what was the status quo there?
Beautiful. The status quo was that the elected executive went to court and said, we were elected and inaugurated, but the chairman of the Caretaker committee are not working with us. We did not vote anybody for state congress. We need to perform our duties. And court said Umaga should go back to go and complete his assignment. His only assignment as at now is to conduct state congress.
Okay, there's a question I need to ask. Okay, let me ask that one first. So what's preventing Umaga from organizing the state congress?
You know, the matter will be said by court. What court said here is status quo ante bellum, maintain status quo ante bellum, pending determination of the suit.
And at this point, at the point that the court made this order, who was heading the state caretaker committee by that time?
Ndubuisi Nwobu.
So wouldn't maintaining the status quo ante bellum mean that Ndubuisi Nwobu will continue in his capacity?
No, that was what the motion said. You know what Ndubuisi Nwobu is claiming, eh?
Yes.
He's claiming that the court did not say Ndubuisi Nwobu out, Umaga in. That's an illiterate argument. You have a lawyer. Your lawyer applied for joinder and was joined on December 30th in the suit. Your lawyer had the motion. His argument is that an order ante bellum did not say out, Ndubuisi out, Umaga in. But the question is, why is he not operating from his office since December till date? Why is he operating from his hotel?
Let me ask you this. I take note of that question. Let me ask you this question. There is a report we have on December 30th, 2019, whereby there was a report that a court recognized Chief Ejike Ogwebego to return as the state chairman and conduct a proper state conference. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct. It's not correct.
Why would you say that it is not correct? And what is the role of Ejike Ogwebego in all these crises?
Ejike Ogwebego is not in the picture.
Oh.
At all. As a matter of fact, I was with Ejike Ogwebego on day before yesterday in Elombah. As a matter of fact, I was with him yesterday, but there's nothing like that.
Now, okay, in your own opinion, because our time is running to allow people to ask their questions. In your own opinion now, who do you think is either the properly elected state executive chairman of the party or the properly recognized head of the state caretaker committee in Anambra State?
Okay, two things there. Because there was no Congress on December 4th, there is no elected executive. Because a court order said on December 17th, 2019, that Umaaba should go back and complete his duties. Umaaba is the current chairman of the party in the state. And there's nothing anybody can do about it except a court that says otherwise. We actually went to court today. There was another court that I went to today in Oka.
On this matter?
Yes, on this same leadership issue. Yeah. A matter filed by KG and more.
Asking the court to do what?
Telling the court that he should be recognized, that Mob had gone to Caretaker. That he came second in the state congress.
Oh, I see. But the state congress you are saying there was not held?
Exactly. I was in the court today in Oka. There was another matter. There is another matter in the Nnewi High Court, where Nwobu tried to go and perfect ward and local government list that he manufactured, that he tried to smuggle into INEC, and we caught him. Now he went to Nnewi High Court to go and perfect that list. There's another matter in Buhari. We'll have 4 matters. So if you're telling me that there's no crisis in the party, he's not telling the truth.
So there are right now 4 pending court cases on the state PDP.
There is one in FCT High Court, Buhari. There is one in FCT High Court, Metama, which is where this order came from. There is one in Nnewi High Court. There is one in Oka.
Okay. Now let's take some questions for you before we.
That's the truth.
Okay, let's take some questions. First of all, we have Barrister Arinze Amud, please. I will unmute him and then he will ask his questions. Barrister Amud, you can start your video, please. And then I'm trying to unmute you, or you can unmute yourself. Barrister Arinze Amud, can you unmute yourself, please? Okay, if Barrister, I'm trying to unmute you, but it appears it's not possible. You're not there. Can we have another person then? We have Valentine. Let me try to unmute you. And then I'm trying to get you to. Can you start your video, please? Hello, Valentine. Are you there?
Yeah.
Are you able to? Very good. What question do you have for Mr. Obinna?
Mr. Obinna.
Sir?
Okay. Sir, may I know the local government you are coming from?
I'm from a local government. I'm from Nkwele Naka Ward 1.
Okay. You're from Nkwele Naka Ward 1.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right, sir. Which community precisely? Nkwele?
I'm from Nkwele Ward 1, sir.
Please, if you can, what's the relevance of this question? Can you speed it up so that our time is running? We have only very few minutes remaining.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, are you sure that your name is on the register, written down on the register, Nkwele Naka Ward 1?
We are talking about the leadership.
Answer my question. Are you sure that your name is written down on the register?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. And who is the current chairman now?
In my ward.
Yeah, in your ward. Who is the current chairman now?
Abofuano, yes, sir.
I need a positive answer.
Abofuano is my current chairman.
Abofuano, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's a lie, sir.
Okay.
What's your question with regards to these the issues he has raised tonight? Do you have any question regarding
my question is that this man is not from Oyi local government and is not an indigene of Nkwele Zunaka.
Okay, that's your question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's allow him to respond to your question then.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Because why I'm asking this question is that during the time we're having this meeting every time, world meeting. I haven't seen this man attending any meeting.
Okay, let him respond. And if you have asked your question, at least you should allow him to respond to your question.
Now, you should give me an answer to all these questions.
Okay, Mr. Okafor, how do you respond, please? Thank you very much, Valentine.
Okay. I'm trying to get a picture. Hold on, I'm trying to get a picture. My poster when I ran for election in Oyi, and I don't know the young man talking. Okay, anyway, I'm an active member in my local government. I'm an active member in my ward. We have in my local government, we have a group we call Oyi Political Force, and we'll have another group we call Oyi PDP Forum, and I'm an active member in all of them. And in Anambra North, we have a group we call Anambra North PDP Elders, and I'm an active member in that. And in my ward, I'm an active member. I host meetings with them. So the young man talking, I don't know the interest is representing. I don't know where he's from, and I don't know which group he belongs to, because of course, you don't expect me to be associating with the wrong group.
When you ran for, when you run for the House of Assembly, is it to represent what constituency, Mr. Okafor?
Is it to represent? Sorry.
No, you said you ran for. You aspired as you're a former House of Assembly PDP aspirant. Is it for which constituency?
In Oyi constituency.
Let's take another question. I think if Barrister Arinze Modi is ready now, can we also take his question? Arinze Modi, are you ready to ask your question now?
Of course, the young man should be one of the paid agents of Ndubisi Nwobu.
Arinze Modi, are you ready to ask your question now? No. Okay. Sir Chris Chikwelu. Where is Sir Chris Chikwelu? Okay, Sir Chris Chikwelu. You have a question?
Okay, I found what I was looking for.
Okay.
This is.
I'm on.
Page. I got it from.
I'm on, sir.
I don't know if it can.
I'm on. Sir Chris Chikwelu is on. Hello.
Hello.
This is where I was purchasing.
Hello. Sir Chris Chikwelu is on.
Okay, 1 second. Mr. Okafor is saying something. Please, Chris Chikwelu. Just 1 second, okay. And then you come on board.
All right.
I'm trying to.
So I don't know where the young man is coming from.
Hello.
Okay, so can you show us what you showed us before, Mr. Okafor, please, Obinna? We want to see that again. Are you still there? Hello. Okay, Chris, go ahead. What do you?
Okay, thank you, Daniel, for giving me this opportunity to ask my question. Hello, am I being heard?
Yes, we are hearing you better. We are not seeing you. Can you turn on your video?
Are you not seeing
your video, please?
Yeah, my video is on.
Okay,
hello?
Okay, it's dark. Okay, go ahead. It's so dark. Go ahead.
Okay, I can go to the light. Actually, can you see me? Hello,
okay, go ahead. Ask your question.
Thank you for giving me that opportunity, Mr. Elombah. First of all, my question I should ask is that this kind of thing, what we are doing, but I don't want people to present it as a crime. First of all, let me ask a question. If actually that Mr. Obinna is not being economical with the truth, I, Sir Chris Chikwelu, was the person who moderated the meeting when Professor Ostobu-led committees came to Anambra State on December 3rd, prior to December 4th, when they conducted the election in 2017. I heard when he mentioned two hotels, Jesse Hotel and the other hotel at the Expressway. We went there after discussion. The following day, I was a member of the Anambra State Local Organizing Committee for the Congress. I, Honorable Shedrack Kanapwe, and Honorable Okonkwo, we were the people who assisted Professor Ostobu. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go on.
Hello?
Yes,
okay.
Go ahead.
We were the people who assisted Professor Ostobu, Honorable John Omire, Honorable Larry Ajero, and Honorable Hika, who is currently the Police Secretary of Edo State of PDP. They conducted a Congress after due accreditation at the state one Ezidegu Street to Doka Estate. After the Congress, luckily that very immediately when we had a winner, His Excellency Daniel Otumba, on that very time he was on rotation for his presidential PDP. He was the one which after the who raised the hand of Ndubisi Nwobu, signifying the person who won the election. So I don't know the reason why my friend Obinna should come here to cook a lot of stories. First of all, there's a question I want to ask him. He made mention of Caretaker and all the rest. Remember, we went to convention on October 2018. That's late. where every delegate and every state officials of the party should be. Ask him if his name is there. Ask him if he was ever a member of the PDP. Then secondly, again, he made mention of that there was a caretaker. There was never any time. Mr. Ndubisi won the election squarely. This thing that brandishing court order here and there, would have asked him, let him snap the court order and send to you. You know, like somebody is brandishing a paper in a video, we cannot be able to read it. Let him snap the court order and send to you. From which court? I don't know the reason why people should be looking around saying there's a court order. There was no any time when there was a court order. Then secondly, he made mention of being a secretary. From where would you transmute for become a secretary? I know Obinna is one of the diaspora members of the party. Why I use the word the diaspora members of the party is that mostly there are people who are PDP members, but most often they don't come here to operate. You understand? If he is actually a grassroots politician, as he claims, he ought to have known that since December 4th, 2017, when the Congress was conducted, that Anambra State, under the leadership of Honorable Ndubisi Nwobo, has been piloting the affairs of the party very, very well. And that was why the reason why the party came back together in 2019 election and won almost more than assembly executives in the Anambra State, and also those ones in the House of Assembly, of which some of the people who I believe is representing their interests also ran election under Ndubisi Nwobo. So I don't know where from this issue of caretaker that are just coming up came from. I remember, yes, on December 4th, on December last year, we were hearing someone who went to court during the time when we were going for.
Thank you very much, Sir Chris Chief. Can we have a response from Mr. Okafor, please?
Okay, Elombah, first of all, the man that just spoke now, I'll ask him a direct question. And
like the case, my good brother, is for him to refrain from that act and join hands with just the party in Anambra State for us to move forward and make sure that the party.
Okay, have you finished?
I heard you loud and clear.
Okay, Sir Chris, have you finished now? Okay, so let's have Mr. Okafor to respond, please. Yes. Mr. Okafor, can you go ahead and respond to what you said?
Please, let me ask you a direct and straight question. Please, can you tell the viewers the name of Ndubisi Nwobo's PA?
Unfortunately, Chris, Sir Chris has just, he's no longer here, so continue to make your response. It's not that.
No, so because he's the PA of Ndubisi Nwobo.
I see.
He's Ndubisi Nwobo's PA. He was our WhatsApp admin when we were in ESCO in 2012. He's his PA. So how can I take him serious? How would the viewers take him serious?
But you can still respond to the point he has made.
That is fine. The same challenge I gave to Ndubisi Nwobo is what I'm giving to him. Ichele, please, show the world not to one picture or video where Professor Osito Obu, who was the chairman of the Congress committee that came from Abuja, where he conducted the Congress. I'm not asking for so much, I'm asking for only one thing. That is the only thing. The same challenge I gave to Ndubisi Nwobo is the same challenge I'm giving to you. Let you people show the whole world one video where Professor Osito Obu conducted the Congress. That is all I'm asking. Dan, I have answered the question.
Okay, let's take another question from, our time is running, from Nicholas, please. I have unmuted you, Nicholas. Wait. Or can you unmute yourself if possible? I'm trying to unmute you from. Yes, you are muted now. What's the question?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm looking at all these claims and counterclaims, and my question is this. The crisis in Anambra State, from what we have seen that has happened to APC in Edo State, there is that possibility that a crisis in a state can torpedo, national officers, at the national level of a party. So I'm looking at this. What does it portend for PDP in 2023 and this question of Igbo presidency in 2023? I want Mr. Obinna to answer this question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okafor. Over to you.
Okay. Is it for the general PDP, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, with the PDP, especially in Anambra State, because Anambra State is having an election next year. So he is saying, looking at what happened in Edo State, and then what is the chances for PDP in Anambra State in the light of all these claims and counterclaims? That's his question.
Okay, let me say this. Because I'm a PDP member and an active one, I knew that this problem will come. So July last year, I formed a group called Independent Leaders Forum. The idea of the group is to be like a bridge when this problem starts, so the party will not collapse. So what is my point? My point here is that I stand for peace. I stand for unity. I am not running for governorship. I am not running for party chairman. The stakeholders should be honest to themselves. There is nothing in this world that cannot be resolved. And there's a saying that if there's no peace agreement, there's no agreement. All these things we are running from one court to the other does not make sense. All these things we are trying to smuggle this from back into INEC and out from the NWC does not make sense. Let us use that number as a test, as a case study. Let the stakeholders come together as one.
Now, we have only 1 minute remaining, please. So what do you think is the way forward? What do you think is the way forward?
The way forward is by dialogue. Okay. Simple. The way forward is by dialogue. Two people do not win a case together. One person wins a case, and the other person goes to appeal. But with dialogue, with arbitration, all these things can be resolved.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
And if they're able to achieve that in Anambra State, then we'll achieve that in national. I'm an advocate of 2023 for Igbo. I will have a man from Anambra State that is very capable. Chief Peter will be our former governor. He's very capable to lead the nation. Well, you should not get involved in the local politics of it must be me, it must be this person. No. Let the stakeholders come together and unite the party. If you get a number right down, go to the national now. That is my advice, and that is my fair answer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okafor. Please, Valentine and Chris Chipol, unfortunately, our time is up. We will have this discussion again. This is not the last discussion we'll have on this matter, because we still have another stakeholder who is, we will reveal his name in due course, who will be here to give us, we've heard from 3 persons now, and then I think we have only 1 more person to speak on this topic before we round it up. It is left for the Anambra State PDP to make up their mind based on what they have heard already, and based on the suggestion we have all heard going forward. So thank you very much. Our time is up, unfortunately, for listening. We'll have a report. If you have any other thing to contribute, we'll be happy. Our journalists are here. Anything you send to us, we'll see the light of day. Thank you very much once again for being attending this interview. I'm muting everyone now.
Hello? Hello?
Please say
Hello?
again. Yes.
Hello, thank you, Daniel, again for giving me a chance again once more. On the issue of I'm talking on the issue of what Obinna said concerning the list of ward officers. Since December, when the election was conducted, INEC wrote their report. INEC was there. INEC from Abuja was there. INEC from Oka was there. They wrote their report and they stamped a document used in conduct of that election. And there's nobody who has ever, for any day, who has the right to change any document which has been at the National Secretary and every other state of the country. So for him to come,
are you able to provide that stamp document to us? You can send it across.
Of course, available. They're available. We can send it and send to you.
Okay,
and at the same time, I also challenge you to ask Obinna to provide a court order which said that Umaga will go after 3 years of exhaustion of his term.
I have the documents here. Don't worry yourself.
Okay, please. Okay, just
I'll send them.
30 seconds.
Don't worry.
30 seconds. Obinna, just this last question he asked. Just respond and then we'll round up. Okay,
like I said, these are the documents here from ward to national. I have them here. I'll scan and send to you. That is one. Two, you cannot claim that this letter, notice of suspension of PDP State Congress, was stamped by INEC, received by INEC, 10:40 a.m. And you're telling me about a purported Congress that you said that happened by 5 p.m. after receiving a letter suspending the Congress. You can tell that to a child, not to adults, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
And then again, he knows we are in court. He knows there are 3 lists in court. He knows that some Anyakoro that went to court has his own list. He knows that his principal, Ndubisi, has his own list. I also know that PDP brought another list.
Hello?
If he wants to tell himself the truth.
Okay, thank you very much. That is the much we can take tonight. Please, gentlemen, let's adjourn for today. We still have another discussion on this topic. Thank you all once again for attending this interview. It's a pleasure to have all of you around. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you,
Elombah. And goodbye. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Elombah. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much and have a nice evening.
Thank you.